let's move on to our fourth quarter. Now, I know that this one was a little, I don't know. We were talking about it before the show, and this is what we're talking about. Okay, in the 2017 All-Star Game, since then, half of the players are on different teams, which I think is wild. When I think back to the 2000s, certainly before that, it didn't happen like this. Superstar All-Stars stayed on their teams. Mm-hmm. Think about the 2000s. I mean, what big players, you think about Shaq. Mm-hmm. What other big All-Star players really moved around like this? And I don't mean like when you think about the Detroit Pistons of 2004, right? They had 4 All-Stars. Right. Obviously, they're going to split up sometime. Right. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have your All-Star player. Your All-Star player is DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm. A year and a half later, he's gone. Because you wanted to get out of that contract. Like,
I'm telling you, man, when the salary cap made that significant jump up, right. How the contracts change, and then you had it changed the whole game of how teams want to construct their rosters.
I get that. I just don't get it. Like, I understand what you're saying. I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, but I don't get it. Why does that make a player leave a team? Why does that make a team trade a player?
Well, and let's be real here too. Let's just call this what this is. Golden State has something to do with it. Yes, they do.
Because the team thinks that, because they're trying to get out of spending so much?
Well, think about it. Teams these days, you can either do 2 things. You can either find a way to beat the Golden State Warriors, or you rebuild and save, money and to get younger players to develop over the years until the Warriors are out of the picture. Then you're sitting pretty.
So what you're telling me is that all of the All-Stars, all the superstars in the NBA right now, they're trapped in the 90s. The 80s and 90s. They're trapped behind a team.
I mean, but it's one team. That's the funny part. It's one team.
Sucks.
That's true. And every now and then they get a challenge, but they can't really. I don't know.
Then they can't really get paid because no team's trying to spend.
Right.
Unless you stay in your town, which I mean, the name that comes to mind is like Steph and oh gosh. The only players that come to mind are the ones on the Warriors.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, and they stayed there. Like they were in there in 17. They haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
In fact, they've added All-Stars.
Yeah. But the I mean, I get it with the Warriors, but I mean, I've said this before, but I mean, that's their reward for drafting well. Like the only person that they signed was KD. Like signed away from other teams.
Right.
I mean, you drafted Draymond in the second round. You drafted Clay. You drafted Steph.
I say it nearly every time we start talking about the Warriors. The 15 Warriors, I have no issues with.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I get you after they
added
the second best player in the league.
I hear you. I agree. But
so again, those players that are on different teams, Kyrie, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, those were the starters. Those were starters in 2017. Those are gone. Isaiah Thomas, Carmelo. Wow, is that the last time he made the All-Star game? Hopefully.
That's the last time.
I would hope so.
Paul George. Not Kyle Lowry yet. That's coming later this year.
Millsap.
Stop it. Don't.
Also, you have Kawhi now. You have DeMarcus Cousins, DeAndre Jordan, and Gordon Hayward. That's just wild to me. It's wild to me that All-Stars, that many, are just shuffling around.
I don't know.
Can't we just do a fantasy draft of the entire NBA? How long have I been talking about this?
You have been talking about it for a minute.
Every player goes into a pool. I don't know how you determine your... No. Here,
you couldn't do that with people's living, though.
No, listen. Just listen. They're making millions of dollars. Yes, you can. Each team gets to claim one player. I don't know how you come up with your order. I don't want to go into all that. That's not me. I'm a trombonist. Anyway, I can only count to 4, so I don't know what you want me to do about anything else. But each player gets to claim each team gets to claim a player. So if we're right now, Lakers would claim, okay, the Mavs would claim. So the Mavs. So here's the. So hold on. So the Celtics. No, listen. This is an idea. Because listen, I've thought about this.
Okay.
The Mavs don't really have anyone right now. The Celtics. for the sake of not getting into an argument, would claim Kyrie Irving. Okay. And then you have players like Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum. I'm just because that's my team. Those they weren't picked by their team, so now your team could potentially pick one of those.
Oh.
So then take this. The Warriors say, we want Steph. Steph is our long-term guy. We're not going to do that to him.
They say that?
Just go with me here. Just go with me.
Would they say that?
Just go with me here.
Gotcha.
So then the Mavs are the next one up. They're the first one that isn't claiming a player. They go, give me Kevin Durant. The NBA shifts. It's back to a balanced NBA. That's 30 teams. They get to pick one. Oh my gosh! And then somehow you come up with a draft order. You completely redraft the NBA.
That's true.
Now,
but go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was
I
saying,
think you're about to say.
then you got those players that like KD. I don't want to be in Dallas.
Well, but at that point, it's not like each team is balanced. So you're gonna go there.
But we're saying from a player
From a
standpoint.
player,
Why would he's right. KD wouldn't want to go to Dallas. I don't care what kind of team that looked like.
Right.
He wouldn't want.
He doesn't want to be in the city.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that. And then the other part of it is you can't do that to a family. You can't do that to a family.
Plus, salary cap would be really hard. I feel like that would be difficult.
If the Warriors can do what they're doing, if the Celtics can do what they're doing, if all the other teams that have X number of...
But then what do you do for like player team options, like on stuff like that when they're on a... How do you do that?
The NBA...
You're telling me you're going to eliminate that?
Listen. The NBA employs a lot of people that can come up with stuff like that. That's just my idea. I would love to see a fantasy draft. It just sounds like so much fun to me.
Go by 2K19.
I was about to say that's what you should do. Yeah. See, I love the fact.
Shout out to 2K19.
I love the fact that there's a salary cap and you've got to.
No shout outs to 2K19. We are not sponsored. If you want a shout out, you talk to us. 1716hoops@gmail.com. It's the first time I've ever tried to get. I'm trying to get that sponsor. I'm trying to get that.
Oh man.
Hey editor, if you could
Take all that out.
cut that part.
But also like let's look at these. Some of these players are they even all-star?
Okay, we're not going there. It's a year and a half. Who's not all-star caliber? Let's just look at this. Jimmy Butler's not all-star caliber.
Millsap is on the line.
Isaiah Thomas, he is all-star caliber, but he's got to prove he's still all-star caliber.
Millsap's on the line for me.
Millsap's on the line.
Shout out to
Melo's not.
Kemba Walker's on the line. Oh, I forgot Melo was on the list. Kyle Lowry has since this game, he's quit 2 different teams in the playoffs.
QUIT quit.
If he becomes a Laker, I will lose my mind. I'm hearing reports.
Oh, it's gonna
that
happen.
Eventually down the line
it's
he's gonna be Laker, and I'm like,
it's absolutely going to happen. 100%.
I am getting stressed out.
I totally think
thinking about it, and I'm.
Is DeAndre Jordan an all-star?
No.
Okay.
Well,
is Marc Gasol? You love Marc Gasol, right?
Marc Gasol is a great player.
He wants him on the Lakers. I see.
Yes.
You see that? Every player he says is good. He just wants him on the Lakers.
What? I didn't say that.
Let's see. Everyone else on the list is an all-star.
What? Are you telling me with Marc Gasol as center and then LeBron as your backup center that would not be
the backup center?
Yeah. When you get older and you know your time.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
That wouldn't be a legit championship team.
Like what seed?
If you tell me if Marc Gasol was on the Lakers for this season,
sure.
3.
Okay, cool. Well, that's where I already think they're gonna land. So they'll be right where I think they would be.
But they're not a 3 seed. I've already talked about this. Now, if you take out some of those players and you put in a Klay Thompson.
All right, we're not.
Now we're cooking. Now we're talking, baby. We're cooking.
Jimmy Butler's overrated. You're gonna be disappointed with Jimmy Butler.
Pump the brakes.
We just need some defense. That's what we
want
need.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Sure,
disappointed.
we
would need some defense. We would need some defense.
Yep, you got it. Take Jimmy Butler. Absolutely. On that note,
What?
You're gonna be disappointed.
Anything else for this week, you guys?
Klay, come on to Cali.
On that note, that's all the 17-16 that we have for you guys this week. Again, I say this at the end of every single show. If you're watching it, check it out on the audio. Every single place that podcasts are available, the show is available to listen. You can listen to it in the gym. You can listen to it on your way to the gym. You can listen to it on the way to work. You can listen to it at work. You can listen to it when you're traveling. You can listen to it anywhere. If you're listening to it, check it out on YouTube where you can see us interact in person. You can see the video. That's the big thing. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Next week, we'll probably be talking a little bit about the greatest power forwards of all time. Don't come up here with any shenanigans about number one, because I am swinging next week. Don't come in with any shenanigans about number one. And if you're watching this show and you don't have...
Medvedinko.
I don't know what you just said, but...
Slava Medvedinko.
Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot to mention Peja Stojakovic
In what?
in the small forward.
No, you
She
did.
did.
Oh, I did mention that?
We stopped you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we stopped you. Stop it.
Peja Flopalovic.
He won a ring, though. He won a ring.
Anyway, in that 1 year, bet it was 2011, right?
Yep.
That's really easy to guess because there's only 1 year.
Yep.
Anyway.
More recent than the Celtics.
Oh.
See, how come you always mess up my outro? Anyway, thank you, Lamar, for joining us this week. Oh, and Jeremy, for joining us this week. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.